My name is Joni and my surname is Babona. I'm 22 years old and I lived in this community. Over time, as development happened in the Taurama area, the place started to get populated and lots of drinking on the streets, alcohol, young people just sitting together in front of markets and just playing cards the whole day. And then at night, they'd be stopping cars, pickpocketing, and all of these things. In the community itself, there was no library available, and I'm a girl, so it was kind of hard for my parents to let me go to the library at uni. But complaining about it, won't solve anything.
We know what Joni means when she talks about young people having lost direction in life. But we also agree that there is no point in just complaining in life. In her case, she decided to build a library where she grew up as a young woman in Port Moresby. But how this idea came about in her life, we're about to find out.
I talked about it with a group of my close friends, and then I said, I should try do a project for a library back at home. And then I called home and I talked to my uncle and my auntie and my mom and my dad. And I asked them, and I said, is it all right if I can do a library on this piece of land? And they talked about it and they agreed.
Thinking about something is one thing, but putting it into action, of course, is a different story. So how did Joni manage to build a library in her community with no previous experience?
So what we basically do is, one of these are all students and we are volunteering. I was introduced to Clean Gen during one of the orientations in Goroka. And from that orientation, I registered, and from then on, I've always been a member of the Clean Gen and the voicing. The phases of the project was collecting codes, making sure that we were within budget, and then having the work carried out. We also networked with other groups to come and help build. I was at school and it was also my final year of studies, and I was working on my major project paper. I wasn't reporting on time, so that was something that I struggled with, and it was a challenge for me too. The project's officer was very supportive in making sure that we completed the project and carried out on time.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. I'd like to acknowledge our CEO of the Voice Inc., Miss Maliwai, who is seated here in front. Please let's all give her a round of applause.
The story of Joni Babona and the Melanesian Girl Library clearly is a successful one. But what are the lessons to be learned from this initiative? And most importantly, how could other young people start something similar on their own?
Every day we make decisions, and when you wake up, you wear a shirt, you decide which shirt to wear, which shirt not to wear, you decide to take a shower, not to take a shower. So every day we're making decisions, and that's leadership. And if you can learn to lead yourself, I believe you can learn to lead others well.
This brings us to the end of this episode. But in the next one, we will be traveling to East Sepik to meet Andrea Dapue. a student from the University of Natural Resources and Environment, who started a Mary Blouse sewing workshop to create job opportunities for women in her community.